Hi Jim, it's how are you?
G'day, Chris, mate. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, good, good, good. For everyone, I just wanted to say that I'm Just a Man 4 is actually on, and I'm pretty excited to announce it with Jim. And I'd like Jim to maybe just give us a bit of a background of how we got here, what's happening, and a little bit more detail about what you've been doing with I'm Just a Man behind the scenes. So,
Thanks,
cheers, mate.
Chris.
Let us know.
Thank you. It's funny, 2020 has been a really tough year for a lot of people, including myself and business, and it's really been up until it's Wednesday now, but up until like Saturday of last week, there
Yeah.
was no I'm Just a Man 4 happening. It was an idea, but there was nothing in place. And what's funny, what had happened, a couple of things had happened around that weekend. I went for a walk with one of my best mates, Theo, and he
Mm,
was telling me the opening line was, I hadn't seen him, obviously,
mm,
and his opening line was, I got to tell you an I'm Just a Man story. And he talked about a teenager,
mm,
that the kid couldn't go and see the psychologist. And so he said to the mother, bring him in, I'll have a chat with him.
mm.
Isn't that full? I haven't even told you that, Chris.
No, you hadn't. No, no.
And I was like, wow, man, I was taken back. And we've both shared how this year I've noticed people's bodies become like clay.
Mm,
Telling everybody that people have really stiffened up because you're not moving around, and just the impact of what COVID means for people, whether it's staying at home or people losing jobs. There's been a lot of impact. And then another patient of mine, Tamsin, which I still haven't responded back to her, which I will after this, they'll let her know what we're doing.
yeah.
She just said, it's obviously you're not doing I'm Just a Man, and we need it. We really need it right now.
Mm.
And that kind of, all I needed was a little bit of that. And then suddenly you copped the email with Anna and David. It's on, man. But then you gave me a really good phone call, which I'll talk about what we're going to do. But so that's what happened. In July, August, we became official. We're a charity now.
Right. Okay.
So, and it doesn't change. We're still partnering with all the beautiful organisations like Beyond Blue, Movember, and Are You OK? But it just feels nice to be our own charity, and just to be more official.
Yep.
I guess when you're saying what are we doing, we certainly can't meet in person, right? And it's I think I was telling you that I applied for a grant with Movember, and that kit, because we're trying to develop our own app, a 24-hour clock app. But
Yep.
What the focus is all about is isolation. What does that do to people?
Mm,
That's at the core of. I know our main focus in I'm Just a Man has always been around men's mental health and male suicide. It's all that stuff we know is blown up. So we want a little bit of optimism, and so I've got a vision to go. How can we create like social connection? We're in a weird time now where things are slowly opening up, but we can't go and meet at a park, 50 people. It's too many.
yeah,
Right?
that's right.
We certainly can't do a hall, and I know people are zoomed out. So let's just create a nice Sunday afternoon Zoom connection, but really acknowledge 2020. And number two, how we're going to move towards festive season. Nicely said.
Yep.
And in this COVID normal, it's not going to go away. We have to acknowledge it's not going away. So when you and I chatted, and with your brilliant marketing and creativity, and said, "Jim, give me an angle. Come
Yep.
on." And so I did come up with something, and I'm very excited to come up with the 7 pillars of mental health happiness for COVID times. We're going to do something really special with the Zoom this year, with some unique rock and roll themed breakout rooms, where we'll be going through 2 pillars of the 7 pillars with different people. I'm using a lot of people around BNI that are people that are experts in the space, just to give something back to the community, knowing that we're going to go into festive season and hopefully COVID normal positive, that we don't have things that break out again. So that's kind of the big focus. We've got 2 amazing speakers. I'm very excited. Number one, Christian O'Connell. And Christian O'Connell was at the gala last year.
Yep.
And one of the fellow BNI members brought her, and I jumped on, I think I remember at the gala. And I'll put that post up when I get around to Facebook. The one I'm really excited about is Tina Hutchence, which is
Wow.
Michael Hutchence's sister.
Yeah.
She's a beautiful woman. She's written a book about her brother, And I think, I resonate so much with, I guess, Michael Hutchence from the perspective, not from the rock music, that's me attempting that space, but
Yeah.
he was known as a very vulnerable character, kind of had these traits of very lovable and really open. And that's kind of the essence that we try to bring into I'm Just a Man. So I'm very blessed for her to be talking all the way from Los Angeles. So.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like a full circle with that one because of obviously the circumstances she's gone through with him personally, but also where he was part of that inspiration with some of the things you were looking at when we first started this journey. And he's always been there. So it's kind of like here we are 4 years later, and that connection's being made as close as we can get to him by family, I guess, in this sort of way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right, and I got introduced to Tina through a Facebook friend, I call, but a friend, Shannon, and they've been watching from afar what I'm doing, I guess, and and her and other friend Dina, and they can see that I'm genuine in the space, not just trying to grab hold of celebrity names, but really kind of like honoring. It's what it's all about, Chris. We're here to honor people, and although it's like I was mentioning is about men's mental health, everyone's in it this year. Men are getting it really hard. Women are hard. We just need to do something that connects us all together again.
Yeah, for sure. Now, obviously, as you said earlier, people are a little bit zoomed out. So what are we doing different this year to kind of make it not so zoom out? Like, is there some things that you're kind of trying to help people with? Is there things that they can take away from coming to this event rather than just coming along to a Zoom meeting?
Yeah, and you're part of that inspiration. I think it wasn't just, you don't just attend and there's one space there. To be able to engage the audience, we're creating these breakout rooms. So at any one time when we have the breakout rooms, there'll be 3 groups of people all experiencing something different. And then so to get what you'll get 6 out of the 7 pillars doing that. And then we all come back at the end to hear the final pillar. So we went in to engage people differently. There are a couple of people that I've spoken to who are going to share some stories of this one guy that's coming back from last year who talked about his best mate, was my wife's cousin. Yep. And then I've got a sad, which I think I mentioned to you last night, a colleague of mine who passed away earlier this year, who took his life, chiropractor.
Right.
And we're having someone, Bettina, talking about that. But so we want to still acknowledge what we're a part of. But yeah, I think what's going to be different about doing it on Zoom is we're going to try to bring in the elements of fun online by getting people still to wear their rock t-shirt. You may not have to wear your full-on gala dresses, because we're at home, but get a bottle of have a glass of wine, or a beer or water. That's what soft drink.
Whatever's your fancy. Just
or tea if you want, right? But we want to really acknowledge, sit back and relax and connect. It's funny, even doing this with you, Chris, we haven't rehearsed this,
Exactly.
We're just chatting away, and I feel that love and connection, not only with you, but from what we're doing. Remember how you said when we get together that chemistry happens?
Yes, exactly.
You just feel it. I felt it today again, going to the meetings. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. So I guess just you touched on the I'm Just a Man now is obviously a tier 2 charity.
It's a DGR2.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we're collecting money for the Movember in the event.
Movember Beyond, primarily Movember.
Yeah.
But I'm loving the connections with Are You OK? And,
others.
And Beyond Blue too.
Yeah. So again, the reason for doing this is we would love to create some funding for those charities, knowing that COVID this year has impacted, and all of them have had to do some extreme things this year, and that funding we know is going to go somewhere. The other thing I wanted to highlight was you're bringing in some key people to give people techniques that maybe if they have struggled this year, and we know COVID's not going away, so there's things they're going to come along and learn that they may be able to apply moving forward.
Thank you. That's right, Chris. Thank you for triggering me the right way with that now. Yeah, like what we've done before in the past with I'm Just a Man is we brought people and allowed people to share. Like in the first year, it was so raw, where we had was it Warren? Was it Warren, the farmer?
Yep.
You know, his rural stories, and the footballer we had, and I mean, I spoke, and we had Ray Bonney, and then we moved into the second year where we brought in the CEOs and the CEOs of all these big companies, which was incredible to have them in one room. No one's done that. It was very exciting. And then last year was again unique, where we actually had people sharing from a personal community story, and obviously it was the sadness of Daniel Frawley passing, and we had Paul Roos. It was a big one. But this year we're coming up with our own part of our foundation, these 7 pillars. So we don't want to, it's not forceful education, but it's our turn now to start to inspire people. We've drawn on all these different 3 years of experience. Well over, I think I worked out, well over 600, almost 650 people have attended these, you know, royal galas, I'll call them, rock and roll themed galas. Now it's time to home back in, because we know COVID's around. What can we provide people takeaways with our branding and with our love, our connection to the community, so they can move into COVID festivities and whatever the normality will be in 2021.
Yeah, fantastic. All right. Well, I guess just to recap, when is it and how are we doing it? What's going on?
Thank you. So it's Sunday, the 22nd of November, 2020. It'll be between 5:30 and 8:30. It's jam-packed. We've got lots of stuff in there already. Yep. And I can tell you, Chris is like, oh my God, there's lots in here already, as we always do. But it's about engaging the audience, and you can be at home relaxing. The cost is $25. It's not a lot. It's probably more to sort of run the event, and we'll be offering from now on, you know, where you can donate for the I'm Just a Man. It's the 23rd anniversary of Michael Hutchence passing. We're not remembering him, and I kept saying this from year one, not as a rock star, but he's a human being. And we all know someone, I got this from you, Chris, we all know somebody who's suffering from stress or anxiety or depression. Reality is we know more than somebody this year suffering. It's the entire community. In fact, it's the entire globe. So it's important just to reconnect again. So. Yeah,
fantastic. Looking forward to it. So everyone, tickets are available as we speak, and please join up, and please reach out to Jim. He'd love to hear from you regarding any questions you might have about what we're trying to do this year, and where I'm Just a Man is taking itself. So yeah, thanks for your time, Jim. I really appreciate it, and look forward to all the success in late November there.
Can I just say, it's imjustaman.com.au. Thank you.
There you go. You got it in. All right. Take care, Jim. We'll talk soon, I'm sure.
Cheers, buddy.